What's happening, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit. In this video, I want to share with you a couple tips actually when you're flipping items from eBay to Amazon. So we came across an item that we can buy on eBay for $18.99. It's a DVD called Core Chapter 1, Tighten Your Waistline. You can see the ISBN number here, the item, so on and so forth. So it's $18.99. You can buy it free shipping if you're tax exempt. It'll be $18.99 out the door. Now, if you go over to Amazon, you can see that this is actually selling for, let's actually go to the correct listing. There's variations here. It's selling for $42.62. So if we paid $18.99, we would actually make $11.90 profit, almost 28% profit margin with a 62% ROI on your money, which is fantastic. But there's a couple things that I want to mention, okay? First and foremost, you always want to be on the lookout for potential IP threats. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're not going to get an IP complaint because that's the biggest thing that can get you in trouble selling on Amazon, especially when you don't have invoices, doing eBay to Amazon or thrifting, so on and so forth. And especially if you're doing new. Okay. So you really have to make sure that you're being careful about IP complaints. And if you take a look here, you can see that the brand is called Grow Young. And if you take a look down here on Seller Amp, you can see that there is a merchant seller, which is Grow Young Fitness. So interestingly enough, this brand is on the listing and they're selling as a merchant, which I'm curious why they're not just selling FBA. It would be a lot less work, but they probably just don't know. Okay, so it's a much higher threat to sell an item where the actual brand is on the listing. So what you can do is take a look to see if there's typically how it works is if you see someone selling like 30, 40, 50 or a lot of them, I'll always double check. And a lot of times it is the actual brand. Okay, now you could scroll down to Keepa and you could take a look to see how many sellers are on the listing. And it's mostly just been one seller. It looks like a couple people have hopped on and doesn't look like there's been any IP complaints. So you may be safe selling this, but I probably wouldn't. And you can actually go under data into buy box statistics. You could open this up over the last 180 days and you could actually see everybody who has been on the listing. So it looks like, it actually shows almost 100%. It says 100%, but there's been a couple other people on this listing a little bit. And you can see what they've sold it for, so on and so forth. I don't love getting on listings where there's not many sellers on it, especially if the brand is on it. I don't see any issues coming through in terms of IP complaints with ASIN or IP alert, probably because maybe this brand isn't that popular. I'm not sure. But certainly could be something you could attempt to sell. There would be some money in it, but with the brand on it, I would stay away from it. Now, another great tip is if you're trying to figure out like which one is most popular, right? There's all these different variations here. How do you know which one is the most popular? Which one would you want to sell? Well, SellerAmp is estimating 132 sales for this particular one. I don't know how accurate it is because if I move over to like chair yoga, I think it says, 150. Then it says chair boxing is 114. I don't know how accurate SellerAmp is with that, but I know if I go into Keepa variations and I go, I look down, you can actually see the rating that has the trophy. This is the most popular one. And from my understanding, what Keepa is doing is they're pulling how many reviews they've had and they're correlating them to, like the more reviews, probably the more sales. So you can see that this one right here, Grow Young Fitness, One Better Balance, is taking about 35% of the ratings. And then actually this one right here, I believe this is the one that we were going after, right? Was it Core? Yeah, that was Core. It looks like that's the second most popular one right here. You can see the average price. You can see the history. You can see the price movement, the stock movement as well if you go into the offers tab. But if you scroll all the way down, this one's the least popular. And then this one is the most popular. So if you're ever dealing with items like shoes and whatnot, you can see what sizes are most popular and which variations. Another great tab to look in is, I mentioned it already, go to data, go to offers. And you can actually see over a period of time, let's open this up over 180 days. You could take a look at their stock history. So back here in November, they had 48, then 47. Then it looks like they restocked a little bit and then they sold out. So, I mean, this thing isn't moving it doesn't look like it's really moving that quick, interestingly enough. I don't know how accurate that is, but it's only showing 4 sales. So, you just want to take it with a grain of salt. Again, if you're doing eBay to Amazon, you're only buying one at a time. I wouldn't risk it, but just a couple things to kind of keep in mind, right? Look at the buy box price, look at the variations tab. You can look in the offers tab. SellerAmp has some really great data here. And yeah, I'm going to pass on this item. Just not worth it for me if the brand's on it. IP complaints are not to be messed with, especially when you don't have invoices. So yeah, I just want to drop this video. Hopefully it gave you some insight to dive a little deeper into Keepa, how to be able to look for which item is most popular within variations, how to look at how much they're selling in terms of their offer quantity, their change of prices, and also how to hopefully avoid an IP complaint if the brand is on the listing. So with that being said, appreciate you guys. Much love. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button, leave a comment down below. And yeah, if you want to learn more, definitely be sure to check out resellingfreedom.com. We have over 400 members who've joined so far, and we have typically 5 to 10 live coaching calls a week. It's been more around like 5 to 7, sometimes a bit more. So if you're looking to get started selling on Amazon, you want to learn how to analyze with Keepa, how to source. We don't touch a ton on eBay to Amazon in there. I do have a masterclass that's separate just because it's a bit more advanced. But if you're looking to learn how to sell, how to list, how to source, thrift stores, library sales, how to get ungated in a lot of different products, if you want to be able to ask questions, engage with others, highly recommend checking it out at resellingfreedom.com. It's a very low monthly subscription, and I can promise you the value is 100x. So get in there, check it out. Would love to be able to serve you and take your business to the next level. But with that being said, talk to you in the next one. Bye.